What if the next giant leap in personal healthcare wasn't some new miracle drug, but a tiny little camera that you wear on your wrist? Well, today we're going to dive into PERACTIV, a project that's tackling one of the biggest, most expensive, and kind of hidden problems in healthcare, just making sure people take their medicine the right way.
To really get a sense of how big a deal this is, let's just start with a number: $300 billion. That's the estimated cost to the U.S. healthcare system every single year just because people don't take their medication as prescribed. It's a staggering amount of money, but honestly, the real cost is so much higher.
Because behind that massive dollar amount, there's an even more staggering human one. An estimated 125,000 lives lost prematurely every year just in the U.S. This isn't just some abstract problem for the healthcare system. We're talking about a deeply personal issue with, literal life or death consequences.
So this begs the question, right? If the stakes are so incredibly high, why is it so hard for people? You'd think it's just a matter of remembering, but it turns out the real challenges are way more complex and way more human than you might think.
Okay, so as we've already seen, this is a huge problem. Some studies show that up to 60% of patients just don't follow their medication plans correctly. And yeah, things like pill boxes can help, but they don't really solve the deeper issues like simple forgetfulness, maybe taking it wrong, or even misplacing your pills.
So, to crack this nut, the folks behind the PERACTIV project did something brilliant. They didn't start with a bunch of engineers in a lab trying to dream up a solution. Nope. They started with the people who are actually living with these challenges, day in and day out.
They use this really cool approach called participatory design, and the whole idea is pretty simple but powerful. The people who are actually going to use the product should be helping to create it. It makes perfect sense, right? They're the real experts on their own lives, and their insights are absolutely priceless.
And this wasn't just a theory for them. They put it right into practice, working with residents at Mirabella at ASU, which is this retirement community that's integrated with the university. They held focus groups to really listen and get past all the assumptions to uncover the real everyday anxieties and roadblocks people face with managing their meds.
And what they found out was fascinating. It wasn't just one simple thing. They learned that everyone has their own little personalized routines. Those visual cues, like the shape and color of a pill, are incredibly important for telling them apart. Travel? Well, that throws a huge wrench in the works and adds a ton of stress. And critically, folks who might have some visual or cognitive challenges need extra support. But at the same time, if you're really confident in your old way of doing things, it can be really hard to adopt something new, even if it's better.
Okay, so now, armed with all of these deep human insights, the team could finally start designing the tech. And their solution offers a completely fresh way of looking at the problem, literally from a whole new point of view.
Now, they didn't get it right on the first try. This whole journey involved a ton of physical prototypes. They were testing out different shapes, different placements, different angles, just trying to find that sweet spot. The goal was to make something that wasn't just effective, but also comfortable and, not annoying to wear every single day. And this is what they landed on, the PERACTIV device. It looks pretty simple, right? An elegant little piece of wearable tech. But the key innovation here is the camera, worn on the wrist, that gives this totally unique, what they call risk-centric perspective of the world.
Okay, check this out, because this slide shows you exactly why that new perspective is such a game changer. Look at the top row. That's the view from a traditional head-mounted camera. See how your own hand keeps getting in the way, blocking the view of the pill? But now look at the bottom row. That's the wrist-centric view. It's almost perfect. You get this crystal clear, unobstructed look at the fingers, the pill, and the entire action.
So because of that perfect angle, the system's AI can actually see and understand what the researchers call microactivities. It can see the hand approaching the pill, it can see the fingers grasping it, and it can follow that pill all the way to the mouth to confirm it was actually taken. And that is the crucial point. The system doesn't just know a pill was taken out of a box, it can see if it was actually ingested.
So, okay, we've got a smart camera that can see everything. Awesome. But how in the world do you teach an AI what it's seeing without having to spend thousands of hours manually labeling video footage? Well, that's the next really clever piece of this puzzle.
You see, there's this process called data annotation, and what it usually means is that a person has to sit down and go through video frame by frame and label everything. Like, this is a hand, this is a pill, this is the exact moment of touch. It's just as tedious, slow, and expensive as it sounds.
The PERACTIV team's solution to this problem is, honestly, it's just pure genius.
It's this, a tiny little force-sensing resistor, or FSR, that you wear on your index finger. It does one thing, and it does it perfectly. It knows the exact moment your finger touches something.
And with that little sensor, they created this entire automated teaching system. Here's how it works. The FSR pinpoints the exact timestamp of a touch. The wrist camera is already recording the video of what's happening. Then, the system automatically syncs that touch data with that exact video frame. And boom, just like that, the AI learns what a grasp looks like, all by itself. No human has to label it. This is a massive shortcut that saves so much time and money.
So this technology is obviously a huge breakthrough for making sure people take their meds right. But the potential here goes so much further. This is really about the future of what it means to live independently and take care of ourselves.
Because think about it, once you have a system that can understand how our hands interact with objects in this much detail, you can start applying it to all kinds of other daily challenges, especially for older adults or anyone dealing with memory issues.
For instance, just imagine being able to ask your wrist, "Hey, where did I last see my glasses?" The system could just scan its memory, find the last time your hand touched your glasses, and tell you they're on the kitchen counter right next to the coffee maker. It's literally like having a personal memory assistant.
And the end goal here isn't to create yet another clunky medical gadget we have to remember to wear. The ultimate vision is to build this tech seamlessly into the things we already use every day. Picture a tiny, almost invisible camera built right into the strap of your smartwatch, just quietly helping you out in the background.
And that really is what this whole thing is about. The goal of PERACTIV isn't just to track pills. It's about using technology in a really thoughtful, human-first way to empower people. It's about giving us the tools we need to live safely and to hold on to our independence for as long as we possibly can.
It kind of leaves you with a pretty powerful thought, doesn't it? What if the biggest, most impactful healthcare innovations of the next few years aren't found in a hospital at all, but are just quietly helping us, right from our own wrist?